Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to share a story that has touched me deeply, one that I discovered while reading a spiritual book recently. A few years ago, a close friend gave me several religious books, and among them was Diary Divine Mercy in My Soul by Saint Maria Faustina. Reading this book has been a profound experience, filling me with inspiration and insight. I know this video may not be as flashy or dramatic as other online content, but my heart in creating it is simple when our spirituality is transformed. Our lives gain deeper meaning and joy. Sometimes the greatest changes come not from spectacular events, but from quiet reflection and spiritual growth. That is the spirit in which I want to share this story with you today. Saint Faustina was born in Poland in 1905 and died of tuberculosis at just 33 years old. Though her life was short, her impact has been extraordinary. She introduced to the world the devotion to divine mercy. Jesus appeared to her and gave her the prayer, Jesus, I trust in you and the Divine Mercy Chaplet. The famous Divine Mercy image, with rays of red and white light flowing from Christ's heart, was based on her vision, red for his blood and white for water and the Holy Spirit. She was canonized in 2000 by Pope John Paul II, who also established the second Sunday of Easter as Divine Mercy Sunday. As I read her diary, I realized that all saints share a common virtue, humility. Saint Faustina faced misunderstanding and criticism, even within the Church. Yet she remained obedient, never rebelling. Even when devotion to divine mercy was temporarily forbidden, she responded only with deeper prayer and sacrifice. Padre Pio of Pietrelcina is another striking example. Although revered as a living saint, he endured harsh opposition, most painfully, from within the Church. From 1918, Padre Pio bore the stigmata, and while countless faithful came to see him, jealousy led some to slander him. False reports claimed his wounds were fake. In 1931, the Vatican imposed severe restrictions. He was forbidden from hearing confessions or publicly celebrating Mass. At times, he was ordered into isolation. But Padre Pio never complained. He endured everything in silence and obedience. In time, God's providence began to bring the truth to light. As early as 1921, an apostolic visitor was sent to interview Padre Pio and those around him. He was found sincere and obedient, though the phenomena remained mysterious. Through the 1920s, several physicians examined his wounds. Some could not explain them medically. Others offered skeptical opinions, but none could demonstrate fraud. In 1931, the Holy Office imposed strict measures. Padre Pio was barred from hearing confessions and from publicly celebrating Mass, and he was told to keep to the friary. He obeyed in silence, kept praying, and offered his sufferings for the Church. A fresh review began under Pope Pius XV. After receiving more complete information, he reportedly concluded, we were badly informed and the restrictions were eased. In 1933, Padre Pio was again permitted to celebrate Mass publicly. By 1934. He was allowed to resume hearing confessions. Subsequent investigations continued to find no evidence of deception, while the wounds untainted by infection over decades remained a medical enigma. What stands out most is not a dramatic defense mounted by Padre Pio, but his humble acceptance, no public complaints. No retaliation, only prayer, penance, and obedience. The fruits that followed spoke loudly. Conversions multiplied, spiritual direction flourished, and with the help of benefactors, he founded the Casa Sollievo della Sofferenza, a hospital dedicated to relieving suffering. Years later, the Church formally recognized his holiness, and countless faithful have experienced grace through his intercession. His story shows that humility does not erase truth. It clears a path for God to defend the innocent in His time and His way. These stories urge us to examine our own lives. In parish life, or even at work and home, we can sometimes fall into pride, resisting leaders or decisions we dislike. But priests and spiritual leaders are chosen by God. Even if mistakes are made, God has His ways of correcting them. Division is never from God, it is the work of the enemy. Saint Faustina wrote, there is nothing better for the soul than humiliation. In humiliation lies the secret of happiness. And again, A humble soul does not trust in itself, but places all its trust in God. God defends the humble soul, and God himself enters into its secrets. St. Paul also testified to this truth in 2 Corinthians 1:29. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Dear friends, true humility means acknowledging our limits before God. When we do, his grace shines most brightly. Like Saint Faustina and Padre Pio, let us accept God's will without grumbling. When the time is right, God himself will reveal the truth and defend his children. God's justice may come in this life or the next, but it always comes. With this faith, we can face trials with peace, leaving vengeance and resentment behind. Whether in church, at work, or at home, if we live with humble hearts, God will surely pour out his special blessings upon us. If today's reflection has encouraged your faith, I warmly invite you to like this video and subscribe so that others may also be strengthened. Your support helps spread God's love even further. Thank you, and I look forward to sharing another story with you soon.